Hey everyone, this is Steven here, back at it again for another video. In today's video, I plan on looking at the NBA sports card market and looking at some data and try to come up with a better understanding as to whether or not we are close to the bottom for the NBA sports card market. And then at the end of the video, I do plan on showing you my most recent NBA card pickup. It is a bigger purchase for me, so stay tuned until the end of the video to check that out. But before we get into all of that, if you enjoy this type of content and would like to see more in the future, please feel free to hit the like button and also subscribe. So now that we got that out of the way, we can get into the actual video here. So the main goal and purpose of this video is to take a look at some players and charts and just see how the overall NBA sports card market is trending. And then I also want to look at some data to try to get a better understanding as to whether this might or might not be the bottom of the NBA sports card market. And then the second part of the video is I did want to show a recent NBA sports card pickup that I made, and this is a bigger purchase for me at least. So stay tuned until the end of the video to check that out. With that being said, we can finally get into the video here. I apologize for the extended intro here. And like always, we're going to start with Luka Doncic, and this is his 2018 Prizm base rookie card in a PSA 10. And for me, this is just a generalization of how the NBA sports card market is trending. There's obviously going to be some anomalies, but if you want a broad look at the NBA sports card market, it seems like this Luka card is just a good generalization for that. So we're going to start with this one here. And what I really wanted to focus on, this one is a one-year look here. So we obviously had the COVID boom last year going into the playoffs, and once they got knocked out here in August, the cards started trending down, and then they were pretty flat during the offseason. And this was pretty typical in the NBA sports card market. Is we do see a lot of flatness in the offseason, and then we start to see an uptick once we get closer to the start of the season, and that's what happened right here. And then you can see the prices rising towards the start of the season. Ever since then, the cards have just been going straight down since then. But let's take a look at the last 30 days for this Luka card. So over the last 30 days, it looks like this card is flat at about 0.4%. So this could suggest that over the past month, we are seeing some flatness in the NBA sports card market. So either from here, we could see some more flatness, or the cards are going to go up or down, but it's most likely going to go one way or the other. So we are currently heading into the offseason right now, but over the past month, it does look like this Luka card is sitting pretty flat. Let's check out some other players and see how they're doing over the short term. So if we look at Lebron James, and this is his 2003 Topps Chrome base rookie card in a PSA 10. So over the past month, this card is actually up about 27%. So we have actually seen some increase in LeBron's cards over the past month, about 27% increase. So this suggests that we might have hit the bottom about a month ago for this card, as we have seen a price increase of about 27% over the last month. But again, at the end of the day, no one really knows which way the card market is going to go, or any market in general. We can just look at some of the data we have to come up with some better educated decisions. Let's look at another player here, and this is Trey Young, his 2018 Prizm base in a PSA 10. So as you can see here, Trey's cards had a pretty significant increase as they were heading into the playoffs. He had a really good run on the Hawks. The Hawks exceeded expectations in the playoffs. However, they did recently get knocked out. So as you can see, his card have been trending down for a couple weeks here. But ever since then, it looks like we have seen a little bit of flatness since the beginning of this month. So over the past 10 days or so, it does look like we have seen some flatness. But over the last 30 days here, this card's up about 11%. But that does include a pretty good playoff run for Trey Young. But again, over the past 10 days or so, it does look like this card is still holding pretty flat. Another player I want to look at is Zion here, and this is his 2019 Prizm base in a PSA 10. So Zion over the past 30 days is down about 6%. But if you look at this trend line here, it looks to be pretty flat. So we are seeing a little bit of a downtrend, but overall, it again seems to be pretty flat over the past 30 days. So we could be seeing some flatness in the Zion card. So that's just a quick look of some of the players that are not currently in the playoffs. But overall, for those players, it does appear that there has been some flatness over the past 30 days or so, which could potentially suggest that we could be hitting or near the bottom of the NBA sports card market. But again, these cards can either go down from here or up. It could go one way or the other. But over the past month, it does look like the trend remains to be flat for most players, with a slight uptick for some other players. But these are all players that are out of the playoffs. Let's take a quick look at some of the players that are currently in the playoffs. So if we look at Giannis here, over the last 30 days, his cards are actually up about 20%. So this really fluctuates depending on, it almost seems like game to game. They're currently in the finals against the Suns. So just depending on how the team or Giannis does himself, this card fluctuates pretty significantly. But again, over the past month, this card is up about 20%. I do anticipate this card to either go up a lot if they end up winning the finals, or down a pretty significant amount if they lose the finals. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But overall, over the past month, this card is up about 20%. So now we'll switch over to Giannis's opponent, which is the Phoenix Suns, and look at some players on the Suns. The first one is Devin Booker, and this is his 2015 Prizm base rookie card in a PSA 10. Nice looking card there. And over the past month, his card's up again about 21%. So I think that this card again is similar to Giannis, is either going to go up if they win the finals or down if they lose. But overall, over the past month, this card is up about 21%. And then the big winner over these playoffs is actually Deandre Ayton on the Suns. And we're looking at his 2018 Prizm base rookie card in a PSA 10. And this card is actually up about 30% over the past month. And we did see a pretty big spike when they were playing the Clippers. He did have a very good series against them. Ever since then, they've been dropping a little bit. He hasn't had the best series against the Bucks, but he's not playing bad. He's just playing average. But overall, over the past month, his cards are up at 30%. So still really good gains for Deandre Ayton, as he has exceeded a lot of expectations. But again, overall, it does look like we are seeing a lot of flatness in the NBA sports card market over the past month or so. And also, we are seeing some upticks in some players, such as the Lebron James rookie card that's gone up about 20%, and he's been knocked out of the playoffs for quite some time now. So we are starting to see some slight uptick, and then also a lot of flatness in the current NBA sports card environment, and that is over the past month. So again, we don't really know if these cards are going to remain flat, whether they're going to start creeping up again, or whether they're going to continue to tick down. I personally think, and again, this is just my opinion, I do think that it's going to remain flat for a little bit, and then as we get closer to the offseason here, I do think that we could start creeping up again. So I do think that this could potentially be the bottom, but again, at the end of the day, no one really knows. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed looking at some of these charts. I'm now going to switch over to my other camera so we can take a look at my most recent NBA sports card pickup. So now that I made you guys and gals sit through looking at charts for probably around 10 minutes or so, now we can get into the fun part and look at my most recent NBA sports card pickup. And this is actually the biggest sports card I've ever picked up in my life. I'm not going to go over the details of how much it cost and then what I sold to get this card, because I do plan on doing my monthly buy, sell, hold video coming up here shortly. So all those details will be included in that. But I did want to show this card. And again, this is my most expensive purchase ever. But now we can get into showing this. But this is the 1993 Topps Finest Steve Nash, and this pickup was $20. So this is his rookie card. Very beautiful card. So I'm going to put that there to display that. Now, I'm just kidding, guys and gals. That is not my biggest purchase ever.
Got him! Got him!
So all jokes aside, this is really my biggest purchase ever, but I'm going to showcase this now. But this is the 2003 Topps Chrome LeBron James rookie card, and this one is in a near mint 7 for PSA. So this is just a beautiful card. The centering is off left to right pretty significantly, but I thought that I got this for a really good deal. I was looking for a PSA 8, but they started creeping up in price, as you saw by the charts, and I just wasn't willing to pay what they were going for. And then this card in a PSA 7 popped up for what I thought was extremely undervalued. So I ended up pulling the trigger on this. Again, I'll go over some of the details in my next video, but I just wanted to show this here. But again, this was my most recent pickup here, and this is a LeBron James Topps Chrome PSA 7. Again, the centering is off left to right, a little bit top to bottom, but again, still a pretty beautiful card. The corners look pretty clean. It just appears to be that the centering's really off on this card. And for me, I just think that LeBron James is one of the best basketball players of all time. He's probably going to end up with the most points scored all time. He's going to be top 10 in assists. He's up there in top rebounds. Pretty much every statistical category this guy is going to end up being on, probably in the top 10 list for most. So I think when it's all said and done, he's probably going to go down as one of the best basketball players of all time. So I just thought that it'd be really cool to pick up one of his cards. And I just thought that, you know, looking at some of the charts, His cards have been down for quite some time, pretty significantly, and we were seeing a little bit of flatness, so I just ended up pulling the trigger on this card here. So again, this is the recent pickup that I made. But with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it entertaining and somewhat insightful. If you did, please feel free to hit the like button and also subscribe. Thanks and have a good day. Bye.